You guys hear us okay? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Brett or Kurt, if y'all want to go ahead and start us off, I'm recording, so I'll shoot this over to you guys after.
Okay.
Link, I didn't want to ask Tuesday night because I figured you hadn't really dove into it too much yet. But obviously, I know Wake Forest, I think top 5 in the country in ERA and runs scored. They do a lot of things well. What stands out about them from the film that's made them, I mean, the top team in the country?
Talent, top to bottom, talent, dynamic, draft. Like, they're going to have a handful of guys go really well in the draft. It's just dynamic horsepower that they have at the plate, on the mound. And it's not the easiest place to pitch at Wake Forest. It's not. Like, it can play small, and you look at their numbers, and we clearly saw them last year, Notre Dame, and I know Florida State had a good weekend against them, but you look at Louder and Hartle, and then they get the transfer Sullivan, the lefty from Northwestern, who those are good dynamic arms. And then you go to the bullpen, and they got 3 or 4 really good options that have made some nice strides. They return a lot in the lineup. They get the guy from Lafayette. Johnson is a really good transfer. They've got left and right-handed power. You look at their running stuff, I guess they don't do a ton of that other than Hawk, but man, they're a really, really good, well-balanced, well-constructed, talented team, period. Very talented.
What makes Louder, from your point of view, so consistently good?
Physical, velocity, good slider, uses his changeup. So you got 3 pitches in play. He commands the ball well. He moves it in and out. I mean, it's a power slider. Can't really run on him a lot. He's confident. He's very experienced. He's physical. He's got some presence. I could keep going. It's just, I mean, it's an upper end first round type arm. And I mean, he kind of sets the tone. And I know Sullivan has thrown a good bit. I think he's not in the starting rotation at the moment. The Northwestern lefty that's also very, very good. Hartle was a freshman last year. We saw him. I mean, we just look at the nucleus of that starting group. It's how you would want to construct your rotation, and then you can go from there. But those guys have given them good quality starts and depth, and they punch out a ton of people. So the defense is not stressed a ton because of the strikeouts they're able to record. It's well put together, and they're nice. It's a nice staff.
Are you excited to see how your guys go against the challenge, against the talent that they have this weekend?
Brett, for me, man, this just flows from one thing to the next. And I'm excited every time we get to go out there, and you get to try to game plan against some really, really good arms. And to be honest with you, we've had to do this all year. It hasn't really relented, honestly. So this is just, you got to turn the page, and you have to win, and you have to play well. And our guys have seen great arms all year. So I don't think this is something that we've never seen, but there are certain trends and things that they show you that hopefully we can execute and capitalize on as we game plan. So I'm excited, but I'm excited every time we get to go out there and play and compete. So yes, and I know the rankings are good and numbers are good. So we really have to be on point in all phases.
Last home series at Hauser for the season. Just how important is it to try to put on a good show this weekend in front of the Animals and everyone else?
Crowd has been great. I know this has been tough on fans, players, coaches. This has been tough. They have supported the team all year. Like, we had a nice crowd Tuesday night, and this will be good. And we've got 4 seniors, 2 of which are exhausting eligibility, 2 of which are not. But those guys have been through a lot of battles, and I'm appreciative of them. It's hard to get to senior day. It really is. Like, when you look at who enters a college program or who enters college athletics and makes it to that day, that's a significant achievement. It's not easy. I'm proud of those guys, and I'm appreciative of the fans. And I hope we go out there and play good, solid, winning baseball in this last series here at Hauser. It's been great, and our guys appreciate it. And I know the Animals and the fans have been behind us the whole way.
think y'all have to win 2 this weekend to stay alive for the ACC tournament contention. Is that something you talk about the team about that going into the weekend, or is it just focus on Friday night and plays out from there?
Kurt, I haven't made a huge deal of that. We have to just go play and win and just keep going. How does that impact what you have to do? You have to execute and take it one pitch at a time and play, whether you're playing to win a national championship, whether you're playing to make the tournament, or whether you're playing to win a Sunday game or Tuesday night. I think sometimes the layers of that are inconsequential to the execution and what's going on. Like they understand that we have to do a lot to get in there, but I'm not going to stress that as a massive motivating factor. We just have to play well. Like, we have to get good starts. We have to have the guys that we have out of the bullpen have to function, and we've got to figure out how to manage these arms. That is going to be what carries us, not the knowledge of what you have to do. Like, we've been in a situation for a long time where we have to win. So I don't think much changes there other than the totality and the end of it if you don't. That's real. It's big, but I don't think it factors into the game planning, the execution.
You guys use Wake Forest being so highly ranked as motivation going into the weekend, or you kind of just try to ignore that and go into it as like just a regular series?
No, I think it is. And anytime you're number one, I've been on several sides of this in multiple programs where you are number one, or you're chasing number one, or you got to go play number one. So I think by design, when you are number one, like, you got to wear it a little bit. And I think everybody that you play, there's that extra little adrenaline piece that goes with it because of the one in any sport that is by your name. And it carries a little weight with it when you are that. So again, I've been on both sides of it, and our guys will be excited. There's no doubt. So I think it's neat. We got to go play. Like, they're number one for a reason. Like, top to bottom, dynamic, talented, complete, offensive, really good on the mound. And they have the biomechanics pitching lab, which when I start looking at these numbers, geez, like, it must really help. They have all kinds of things going for them up there in terms of how they've been able to kind of attract and cultivate some of these guys. So, our players understand what they are. They're learning as we go through our practices who they are and what we have to do. Now we got to go into the ball games and game plan and execute the things we're talking about, like from game planning into application and performance.
I think you talked about on Tuesday, just with the 4-game winning streak, just leaving the park with a better feeling and just with better vibes around the guys. Just has that carried over into practice the last 2 days, and just how much do you think that will help going into this weekend?
Yeah, like it's nice, Brett. It has. Like, the guys are bouncing around a little bit, and you just want them to enjoy when they have those moments of success that haven't been repeated a ton for us in streaks this year. You want them to go out there, and sometimes in those moments, you can almost turn up the Bunsen burner a little bit more in some areas when they're really feeling good. And I think there's times you have to stay really positive. And then when things are going well, there are some guys that need some real direction and some things that clearly need some added focus. And that's what this week has been. So it has been nice, and they've been bouncing around. They'll be excited today. And I think no school being done with exams, our grades seem to be really good. So I think there's a burden off of them too in terms of that. So it has been very nice. Yes. And it's been fun to be out there.
We got time for one more. Okay, looks like we're all set. Thanks, guys.
Thank you very
Appreciate
much.
it, Link.
Okay.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.